Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We are going to start the last section, last chapter of Math 44. This is on 8.7. We're going to break this up into a couple videos. We'll do the easier ones, then we'll do some harder ones, and then we'll look at the Pythagorean theorem separately. This is on solving radical equations. Like, for example, how do we solve square root of 5x minus 4 equals 9? Well, we're going to use a property, and you can see it over here on the left. It's called the nth power property. If a equals b, then a to the nth power equals b to the nth power. That's the property, and how do we use it? This says we can raise both sides to a power. Both sides to a power. But I'm going to add in the caveat if we're careful. And the reason why is solutions to a equals b will be solutions to a to the n equals b to the n. But solutions to a to the n equals b to the n may or may not be solutions to a equals b, as we'll see in examples. So things we want to pay attention to. When we raise both sides to power, both sides to the n power, you have to do the whole side. Not each term individually. And this will come up in video number 2. This one I might come up in the beginning. Not sure. We're going to find out. The other one is we need to check for extraneous solutions. An extraneous solution, these solve a to the n equals b to the n, but not a equals b. And so if we have them, we have to eliminate extraneous solutions. All right, I will assume you've written that down, and let's look at some examples. I have our first example. We have the square root of 4x equals 2. So we are to get rid of the radical, we're going to square it. And if we square the left side, we square the right side. This turns into 4x equals 4. And I divide by 4 and I get x equals 1. Now we need to do our check. take your solution and plug it into the original equation. Square root of 4 times 1, does that equal 2? Square root of 4 is 2, 2 equals 2, yes. X equals 1 is a solution. If it doesn't work, we eliminate it. Okay. Next one we'll do the cube root of 4x minus 1 equals 2. So we got a cube root on the left side. We're going to cube both sides. Cube root of 4x minus 1 cubed equals 2 cubed, leads to 4x minus 1 equals 8. We'll add 1 to both sides and we get 4x equals 9. Divide by 4 and we get x equals 9/4. Now we need to do our check. Does the cube root of 4 times 9/4 minus 1, does that equal 2? The 4's cancel here. I've got the cube root of 9 minus 1. That's the cube root of 8, and the right side is 2. We're still checking that. And the cube root of 8 is 2. We get 2 equals 2 again. And so x equals 9/4 is a valid solution. Okay. Next one to try. Let's do the fourth root this time. Let's just kick it up. Fourth root of 2x minus 9 equals 3. We will raise both sides to the fourth power. If we do, this is 2x minus 9 equals 3 to the fourth power is like 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so we got 9 times 9 is 81. I will add 9 to both sides. I get 2x equals 90. And I'll divide by 2, and I get x equals 90 divided by 2 is 45. I'm not going to put a box on it until I check it. Check. Is the fourth root of 2 times 45 minus 9, does that equal 3? This is the fourth root of 90 minus 9. That's the fourth root of 81, which is the fourth root of 3 to the fourth power. Does that equal 3? Yes. 3 equals 3, so x equals 45 is a valid solution. Oh, fans blowing my paper. All right, one more equation here before we do a little bit more in another video. Let's do the square root of x squared plus 7x plus 11 equals 1. All right, we will square both sides. And we get x squared plus 7x plus 11 equals 1. I will subtract 1 from both sides. And we get x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. We can factor this into x plus 5 and x plus 2. Here we set each one equal to 0. Subtract 5 or 2 from both sides, x equals -5, or x equals -2. We've got to check them both. Check. The square root, we've got -5 squared plus 7 times -5 plus 11. Does that equal 1? This is the square 25 minus 35 plus 11. Does that equal 1? 25 minus 35 is -10. -10 plus 11 is 1. Square root of 1 equals 1. X equals -5 is a valid solution. Now we will check. So that was checking x equals -5. Now we will check x equals -2. I have the square root of -2 squared plus 7 times -2 plus 11. Does that equal 1? I have 4 minus 14 plus 11. Take the square root. Does that equal 1? And again, we have -10 plus 11. This is square root of 1 equals 1. That's a true statement. X equals -2 is also a valid solution. So both solve the original equation. Okay. I'm going to stop that video there, and the next ones will be a little more complicated. Peace.